Okay, so welcome everybody. I would like to call this regular meeting of council to order on December 21st, 2021 at 7 p.m. We will stay seated for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you very much. So, item 3 is the mayor's address. Yes, second, please. My apologies, I misplaced my land acknowledgement, so we will not have that tonight, but I will do the mayor's address. I want to extend my appreciation to all of our staff and members of council for their time and effort during this past year. It was once again a challenging year dealing with COVID restrictions, changing the way we conducted our meetings and how we interacted and communicated with our residents. In spite of these challenges, we managed to move the municipality forward and complete a number of our strategic plan objectives. The support and input from our staff has been instrumental in achieving these goals, demonstrating their leadership, advancing their skills and education while working effectively as a cohesive team. It's been a pleasure being part of this incredible team. I'm confident that we will continue our progress into 2022, our final year of our 4-year term. So this is a summary of some of the accomplishments, well, of a good part of the accomplishments for 2021. Jeff Warren was hired as our CENC, and he conducted our CENC emergency management training, which was very well done, and we certainly appreciate the time and effort he put into it. Council terminated our CBO agreement with Township Valley and hired Jill Hemlin as the CBO, bylaw enforcement and livestock evaluator. It should be noted that Jill completed the required education regime for these positions and was professionally mentored through the process. Council implemented a succession plan that addresses sustainability and allows the present CAO to transition out of the workforce. We participated in a strategic planning and implementation workshop, resulting in our township staff developing a decision dashboard for council. Council adopted the 2021 budget, which included a 3-year operating budget and an annual $500,000 contribution to reserves. In addition, a 25-year asset management software program was adopted as per provincial legislation. Council agreed to join with partnering municipalities, Laurentian Valley, Whitewater Region, St. Clair and Mariah, Abbotston, Bromley, City of Pembroke, Town of Petawawa, Town of Laurentian Hills, and Town of Deep River in the development of a community safety and well-being plan. Also, a police service board partnership was established with South Algonquin, Madawaska Valley, Brudenell, Lindbuck, Raglan, Killaloe, Haggerty, Richard, and Vulture Valley. Council again directed cottage security and property checks during COVID travel restrictions. Council amended the extrication agreement with Vulture Valley as training for the volunteer fire department on heavy extrication was implemented. The new fire pumper truck for the Golden Lake Fire Station arrived at the beginning of December. Renovations of the Golden Lake Fire Station have been completed. Significant effort from our volunteer firefighters and leadership by our fire chief ensured the success of this project. Council purchased the former Carl's Auto Garage in Golden Lake, converting it into a public works garage and satellite office for administration, bylaw, and the CBO. New public works equipment included a new plow truck and a 3/4 ton pickup. A used SUV was purchased for bylaw, CBO, fire department, and administrative staff use. A new digital portable speed sign was also purchased. 2 tax sales were finalized. Council initiated the Green Steward program in partnership with the Lake Dory Property Owners Association. Council also approved the tree planting program. Projects completed or in progress include the Wilkins Trail and Gazebo, Melissa Bishop Park upgrades, Cold Lake Community Center upgrades, excuse me, and the Deacon Bone Lodge deck improvements. Road rehabilitation projects completed were Mink Lake Road, Lead Cemetery Road, and Royal Pines. Crooked Rapids Road has been pulverized. Partnerships were established with Algonquin College and the Algonquins at Pikwakanagan and Kilder Haggerty Richards on the amendments to the Poncha River Water Management Plan in collaboration with 3 municipalities, 2 communities, 2 charities. A major recreation event is being planned for 2022. The development of the Wilkins Trail has led to a partnership with the Mennonite community, the Eagleville Sportsman's Gun Club, and Algonquin College. In partnership with Kilder Haggerty Richards, Madawaska Valley, Bocher Valley, Whitewater Region, Brudenell, Lindach, and Raglan. These partnerships resulted in many recreational online events, as well as the Rural Rewards Economic Development Local Business Promotion. An RBC donation from Algonquin College and Blue Metrics was made to our municipality. New software programs were purchased for building permits, service tracking, asset management, and public event communications. The hiring of a new special projects coordinator is in progress, as well as appointing a strategic planning and special projects committee. Staff redesigned the office to implement an outdoor service window, which our residents appreciate. Ontario Community Infrastructure Fund allocation for 2022 is $383,568. On December 8th, 2021, I chaired the Wilkins Trail Committee meeting. Students from the Environmental Technician Program and their instructors attended the meeting. 5 teams of students presented their environmental assessments, data, and recommendations for the Wilkins Trail Development Committee and council members in attendance. The information presented was detailed, well documented, and very well presented. The studies all identified the importance of the trail and options to consider for completing the trail while minimizing the environmental impact. Once again, thanks to everyone. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas with families, and I look forward to seeing you all in the new year. So I have a motion that the mayor's address be accepted as presented for December 21st, 2021, moved by Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Buchwald. Councillor Buchwald?
Yes.
Councillor Burns?
Yeah.
Councillor Robinson?
Yes.
Buchwald?
Yes.
And yes, that's carried. Thank you. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest in the general nature thereof? Seeing none, then we'll move to the adoption of the minutes for December 7th, 2021. I have a motion that the December 7th, 2021 regular council minutes be accepted and presented. Moved by Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld, seconded by Councillor Buchwald. Any additions, corrections, or omissions? Seeing none, Councillor Buchwald?
Yes.
Councillor Burns?
Yes.
Councillor Robinson?
Yes.
Councillor Ricky Schoenfeld?
Yes.
Yes, that's carried. Thank you. We have no delegations at this point, so we'll move to reports. The first one is the fire department report, and I have a resolution that council accepts the fire department report as presented. I've been moving a seconder and then moved by Councillor Byrne, seconded by Councillor Robinson.
Yes.
And we have the fire chief with us tonight. Are there any questions or Kevin, do you want to speak to the report?
No, sir, I have a lot of time to writing to make it self-explanatory as possible. But if anybody does have any questions, I'm here.
Councilor Ricky.
What does a request from paramedics to gain assistance into a structure opening?
It's pretty much just like it sounds. They have been called to a address and they couldn't get in because the door is locked. So we just call it locked door access. 90% of the time before we even get on the road, they've made access through a window or whoever's in the house has come to the door and unlocked it.
So what if the door wasn't unlocked, would we break it down?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Any other questions? I just wanted to say thank you. I know we had those two high wind storms, and I know you and your volunteers were certainly busy babysitting some trees, putting out some fires, and it was a long night or a long 2 nights. So thank you very much for that support.
It was very busy, yes. It's Councilor Buckwell can attest to.
So I'll call the vote. Councilor Buckwell.
Yes.
Councilor Burns.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson.
Yes.
Reggie Schoenfeld.
Yes.
And yes, that's me. Thank you.
Well written.
Item 7.2 is the CDO report. I have a motion that the council accepts the CDO report as presented. I'm going to move in a second, moved by Councilor Buckwell, seconded by Councilor Burns. Can we bring up the report, please? And if anybody has any questions, we have the information.
Merry Christmas.
You as well.
Happy New Year.
I was going to put that tomorrow.
So nice to see that are up slightly, and our overall building values are up. Can we bring up that other sheet with the comparisons? So it has been a busy year, and I know that our CDO is still busy doing permits, and I expect we'll have a final report for probably our second meeting in January. Any questions on the report as presented? Seeing none,
Just a question. Yes. I just wanted to ask, did the price of the permit rates gone up? Because it seems significantly higher than, I know that the number, but the amount per unit seemed to have gone up compared to the previous years.
No, our fees did not reduce in 2021.
The permit fees in 2021.
I didn't hear that.
There was no increase in fees for 2021.
Okay, thank you. So these were just new constructions?
Yes.
Thank you.
So I'll call the vote. Councilor Buckwell.
Yes.
Councilor Burns.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson.
Yes.
Reggie Schoenfeld.
Yes.
Yes, that's great. Item 7.3 is bylaw. motion that council accepts the bylaw report as presented. Moved by Councilor Rector-Schoenfeld, seconded by Councilor Buckwalt. Comments or questions? Councilor Rector-Schoenfeld.
I'm just wondering, so where it says one dog noise complaint, if it continued, that at some point in time, then that person would be fined. Is that correct? Is that how it works?
Just to the mayor, it all depends on every individual situation, but potentially yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, Councilor Buckwalt,
Yes.
Councilor Burns. Yes. Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Rector-Schoenfeld,
Yes,
and a yes, that's carried. Item 7.5 is municipal insurance. I have a motion that council approves the municipal insurance proposal from MIS, which is Municipal Insurance Services, in partnership with Marsh Canada Inc. for 2022 in the amount of $118,143. Plus applicable tax. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councilor Buckwalt, seconded by Councilor Burns. Questions or comments? Councilor Rector-Schoenfeld.
is that about what it was last year? What's the rate of increase?
So it is up approximately 14% over last year. So the difference from 2022 to 2021 is $14,203.
Thank you.
And we just received this renewal just before the council meeting. And so we're still in a hard insurance market. So that's why our renewal was a little late this year. Normally we would have had it by now. Also, the hard market also pushes some insurers to change some coverage items. So one thing that has been changed on this renewal from 2021 is for the liability insurance policy, the deductible associated now with wrongful dismissal claims has increased from 5,000 to 10,000. But otherwise, all the other coverages and deductibles remain the same.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. Councilor Buckwalt,
Yes.
Councilor Burns,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Rector-Schoenfeld,
Yes,
and a yes, that's carried. Thank you. Item 7.5 is the service tracker reports. I have a motion that council accepts the service tracker reports as information. And I'm going to move in a seconder, moved by Councilor Burns, seconded by Councilor Buckwalt. And I think we would like to see those reports if we could, please. There we go. So just a question, are these the numbers to date and not just for the last quarter, right?
So just for council's information, on the top, we look November 1st to December 21st.
Oh, okay.
So they're accurate up to today. Basically, last month and a half.
Yes, Councilor Richardson.
just the one question of Public Works, through the mayor. What would, speeding, what would the speeding one be?
So through the mayor, as you know, we don't control speeding, but we may have a call that the people are traveling really fast on that road. So just noting that, the comment we got, so council may use, for example, if we had 20 speeding service requests and they were all on that cemetery, council may consider looking at the speed limit on that cemetery. So we don't enforce it, we just know it.
And I'm not sure if staff has the information, but the ones on development. And I see there's 3 in the other, what might fall into the other?
Just questions regarding purchasing land and zoning questions and kind of lumps together. No specific.
Thank you. What's the record?
Through the mayor, so just for clarification, so does the items get placed on service tracker one through somebody at the phone they type in? And also like through the email or? No.
Through our website, they can go from there.
So what does that look like then? Do you as the client doing it on the website, do you say this is a public works issue? Or does the software itself, yeah?
There's category and there's,
So you as the person calling in would choose like a,
yeah, if it was an administration category, then there's 10 service types to choose from.
yeah.
And if it doesn't fall into those, then we click on other.
And where does that go to then when it's on the computer? Does it get sent to?
Whoever it's, once we fill in their information and they tell us what they're looking for, so if it has something to do with council, each service type has a lead. So with council, it would go to Michelle.
Okay.
And it automatically populates that, submit, and it goes directly to her.
So even when it's submitted on the computer, somebody still physically has to put in information.
Yeah,
And do you think that's very time consuming?
not as much as writing it down and walking around with a piece of paper. That's lost.
Yeah, thank you.
And somebody who's putting it in, entering it on the computer, or I guess even if they're calling in, they don't necessarily have to give their personal information, correct?
Well, it won't let you go any further unless you fill all the required fields.
Oh, okay.
So you do need that information.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions? Yes.
Sorry, if I could go through them there, because it just made me think about like people that might want. So I would put my name in, and then if it went to, let's say, Michelle, would it say Janet Reiki had this issue, or would it just be
Yeah, she would get all the information you entered.
with my name and stuff?
So I'll call the vote. Councillor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councillor Burns,
Yes.
Councillor Robinson,
Yes,
Rebecca Schoenfeld,
Yes,
and yes, Karen, thank you. Item 9.1 are the non-action correspondence items. So I have a motion that correspondence item 9.1.1 to 9.1.3 be accepted as information. And I'm going to move in a second, please. Moved by Councillor Burns, seconded by Councillor Buckwell. Councillor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councillor Burns,
Yes.
Councillor Robinson,
yes,
Rebecca Schoenfeld,
yes,
and a yes. Thank you. Item number 9.2.1 is the Festival Hall Partnership. I have a motion that council supports the Festival Hall seat campaign in the amount of, and you see the choices there. There's a $10,000 diamond, a $5,000 platinum, $2,500 gold, $1,000 silver, or 150 per seat times the number of seats. Can I get a mover and a seconder? So I have no mover or seconder, so that's, does that get defeated or?
No. There's no result because you don't have a mover and seconder.
I just write on no result.
I guess
Sorry, Councillor Robinson?
I just have a question. Is this is basically a sort of like a fundraising campaign that they're putting on, isn't it?
It is, but we can't talk to it because it's not been moved.
Okay.
Item 14.2 is our 1, 2, 3 green contest. I have a motion that council reviews the 4 entries submitted and chooses the winning entry that will help the township do our part to reduce our carbon footprint. Can I get a mover and a second? Moved by Councillor Burns, seconded by Councillor Buchwald. Can we bring up the entries? So who wants to start with their suggestion?
I like number 4.
I like number 3.
Oh,
You're number 1.
Well, it's just cross.
Councillor Robinson, did you have a favorite? Councillor Byrne?
I wrote a number 4.
So would I.
All right.
So that's 3. So I'm going to say that number 4 is the choice.
Yay. Number 4. Can we find out what the winner is?
The mayor will pass that information along and announce it at the next meeting. We'll pass the information along to the council soon.
Okay, thank you. So call the vote. Councillor Buchwald?
Yes.
Councillor Burns?
Yes.
Councillor Robinson?
Yes.
Councillor Recchi-Schonfeld?
Yes.
I'm a yes. Oh, that's good. So we'll take a 15-minute recess. So I have a motion that council goes into closed session at 7:51 p.m. for the proposed or pending acquisition or disposition of land by the municipality or local board. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councillor Burns, seconded by Councillor Buchwald. Councillor Buchwald?
Yes.
Councillor Burns?
Yes.
Councillor Robinson?
Yes.
Councilor Redmond Schonfeld.
Yes,
Yes, that's carried. Thank you. We're in closed. I need a mover and a seconder to come out of closed session. Moved by Councilor Redmond Schonfeld, seconded by Councilor Burns at 8:46. Yes. Councilor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councilor Burns.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Redmond Schonfeld.
yes.
Yes. Great, thank you. So item 16.1, so I have a motion that council directs the CAO to proceed as directed in regard to land acquisition in closed session. And I'm going to move it a second, moved by Councilor Buckwell, seconded by Councilor Robinson. Councilor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councilor Burns.
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Rachel Schoenfeld.
Yes,
And yes, it's carried. Thank you. And then we have our confirmatory bylaw. That bylaw 2021-78, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council for December 21st, 2021. Is read a first and second time this 21st day of December 2021. Can I get a mover and a seconder? Moved by Councilor Buckwell, seconded by Councilor Schoenfeld. Read a third time and finally passed this 21st day of December 2021. Councilor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councilor Burns,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Rachel Schoenfeld.
yes.
Yes. Carried. Thank you. And I have a motion that this December 21st, 2021 regular meeting of council adjourns at 8:48 PM. I'm going to move in a second, moved by Councilor Robinson, seconded by Councilor Burns. Councilor Buckwell,
Yes.
Councilor Burr,
Yes.
Councilor Robinson,
Yes.
Councilor Rachel Schoenfeld.
Yes.
And yes, that is carried. Thank you all very much, and thank you for a great year and the stuff that we were able to accomplish, and wishing you and your families all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you all in January.